Eagles Entertainment.
Welcome, Eagles everywhere, to the Eagles Insider Podcast, presented by Lincoln Financial Group. Eagles Insider Dave Spadaro with you, and today we're going to talk about, well, the Eagles and the offensive line. A strong point, a really strong point for this football team for so many years. It took a big hit on Monday night when the news broke that Brandon Brooks, 3 straight years selected to the Pro Bowl, suffered a torn Achilles tendon during the team's virtual offseason. Reportedly, it happened at the NovaCare complex. Brooks rehabbing from a shoulder injury he suffered in the final game of the regular season last season. Well, he was running, according to the reports, and tore his Achilles tendon. The other Achilles tendon. Remember, he spent all of last offseason rehabbing from a torn Achilles tendon suffered in the 2018 season playoff loss to the New Orleans Saints. So Brooks, his 2020 season is over. The Eagles have a big hole to fill. An offseason that was going along very well. We heard Doug Peterson on Monday talking about how pleased he was with the virtual offseason. Well, the Eagles got some bad news. And Peterson, in a Tuesday conference call with reporters, addressed the loss of Brooks and the Eagles' next steps.
Yeah, my heart sunk when I got the news about Brandon's injury. This guy has worked extremely hard to get himself back in shape, back in playing shape to have a solid 2020 season. And so obviously, we're feeling, we feel for him, have to go through this again, obviously, but we know that he'll push through. He's done a great job with all his rehab and getting himself back. So we're very confident there. As far as the plan moving forward, at this point, we're still looking at a lot of options, obviously. Starting with our own roster and the guys that we have, competing, for those backup spots and possibly those starting spots. And we're obviously haven't made any decisions. We're going to take a look at a lot of different scenarios, different possibilities. And, we've got some time before training camp to try to sort these things out. So, at this time, we're just feeling for Brandon and want to make sure everything goes smoothly with him and getting him back on track for the future.
The most logical candidate, at least initially, to replace Brooks at right guard, as the Eagles consider all options, as Peterson said, is Matt Pryor. Pryor is a third-year player, 6'7", 332 pounds. He played last year a bit, 3 games. He saw action in Week 12 against Seattle when Brooks was injured, played well in that game, then finished up against the Giants in that Week 17 victory when Brooks went out with a shoulder injury and then played all 69 snaps in the playoff loss against Seattle. So there is some experience there. We're going to talk to Pryor in just a moment, but let's go back and learn a little bit about Pryor, a 6th-round draft pick out of TCU in 2018. And when the pick was made, this was the reaction from the NFL Network describing Pryor and what he brings to the NFL.
The Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles select Matt Pryor, offensive tackle, TCU.
Matt Pryor, guard out of TCU.
Big Matt. Could be one of the sleepers of the draft. Definitely one of the sleepers of the top 3 rounds. Matt Pryor on my big board right now would be your, 27th best player available. But I had a 5th, 6th round grade on him. And I think he is not only a make-it player, I think he has starting caliber potential. You see him right there, number 64. He's at 345 pounds, and you can't really tell. He's down into the 330s. He's played guard. He's played tackle. But look at him move. He is a big body guy that can move. And I told DJ to take a look at him. And when DJ watched me, he goes, man, this guy's got some talent. You see him move. I'm not sure that I would just automatically plug him in at guard. I might give him a little look at tackle. Yeah, because when you're that big and you have some athletic ability, there's more value at tackle than guard.
And then as the Eagles prepared for their playoff game last season, Peterson was asked about Pryor, and this is what he had to say back in January as the Eagles prepared for Seattle.
Where has he improved the most?
I just think understanding the technique that Coach Stout is really teaching, and the blocking schemes kind of become, I guess the second part of that. But using the technique within the scheme and playing with confidence. I think the more he gets out there, he's a big physical, powerful guy that is really, he's a guy too that has to kind of focus on his fundamentals and be in the right places, and I think that's where he's improved the most.
And so when we return to the Eagles Insider Podcast presented by Lincoln Financial Group, we will hear from Matt Pryor, who is among a group of internal candidates, including Nate Herbig, Sua Opeta, and rookie Jack Driscoll, whom the Eagles are considering to fill the very large void created by the loss of Brooks. Now more than ever, we've come to understand the importance of celebrating special moments with those we love. The Eagles Autism Foundation and Children's Hospital of Philadelphia want to help you commemorate these occasions. Throughout June, you'll have the unique opportunity to recognize someone special by posting a message on the video board at Lincoln Financial Field. Visit PhiladelphiaEagles.com/Eagles Autism Foundation to learn how to celebrate with a shout out. Matt, I got to believe that coming out of the 2019 season, you felt pretty good about yourself. You got those 3 games in, the playoff game included. Did you feel like you had some good momentum coming out of that season?
I feel like it kind of helped me escalate my game. Of course, your practice, you're going to go up against, some of the greatest D linemen in the league. You got Fletch, you got BG, you know what I'm saying? You got young guys like Sweat who, come off the edge, and after a while in practice, you kind of get a feel for what they're doing. So being able to get into a game and, having to go off, what you prepare for from practice from the look team, and, trying to get your bearings, that kind of escalates your game.
Do you believe now, Matt, that it's not an issue of anything physical, that you've got all the tools, it's just a matter of having the experience to go out there and play at a high level?
I still feel like I got a lot to learn, and that's why I'm happy I have such a, experienced O-line with the vets, Kels, Isaac, you got Brooks, who, sadly with the injury, will be out for the season. But, even from my rookie year, they were, coaching me up, giving me points and tips. I seen that Trey Thomas did a video cut up of me, and I reached out to him to get some tips. So I'm probably going to talk to him later just to pick his brain. But as being prepared, with Stout, he always has the O-line prepared for the worst in any game, going over play schemes and all that. So, but I'm always feeling like I can learn something new.
Matt, you mentioned Brandon, and the injury stinks, and everybody feels terrible for him. At the same time, it's a profession. You got to be ready for that. So for you, do you see this as an opportunity to say, hey, maybe I'm the next guy up here?
Sadly, nobody ever wants their opportunity to come from, an injury. But, a lot of people say, that's where a lot of people, make their, build their legacy, and it's always off some random kind of thing happening. But that's everybody knows Brooks. 3 years back-to-back Pro Bowl, and I see that. I've seen him work, and I've seen his, how he transformed himself from the end of last year to now. And, that really is pushing me to, try to better myself and, make sure I'm well prepared. But, that big shoes to fill right there. but that's the good thing with having him on the squad is being able to talk to him and him coach me up.
Matt, what have the virtual workouts been like for you? You have been in Philadelphia for most of the time. I mean, have you been able to get to NovaCare and get the same kind of workouts in? I mean, where are you physically?
At first, before the quarantine, I was going to NovaCare, and afterwards, once they closed it down, they're only allowing people in who were in recovery to come in and work out. So I was working out with Lane over at his house, the House of Lane. So I was getting working over there, but physically, I feel pretty good. I still got some things I got to work on along the line, and I got a little bit of time left, so I'm just trying to focus in on that. But physically, I feel pretty good.
Matt, how do you think you played last year? And in those 3 games, it was like week 12 in Seattle, and then it was 35, 36 snaps in the last regular season game against the Giants, and then it was the entire game against the Seahawks in the playoffs. Did you make the kind of progress you wanted to make?
I felt that as I started getting comfortable in the games, I started playing a little bit better each play, and it really helped, having Kelsey there. Kelsey really puts you, where you need to be. And then playing next to Big V, I played with V in college, so, having somebody familiar there, kind of made me feel a little comfortable. But, I watched film on it, and, there's some plays, I'm like, damn, I wish I can get that back. But overall, I think it really helped me, develop. And, I'm prepared to, get better.
Matt, what is the big transition from college to the NFL? Speed, size, I mean, moves, and being inside, what kind of transition has that been for you?
Well, in college, I played mostly inside. But man, everybody's good in the NFL, and in college you can get away with, false stepping, oversetting, and here it's you got to be a technician. You got to be, and that's what Stout, tries to put into the O-line. Being real precise, being a technician, knowing the angles, and it's way faster than in college. You got stunts coming, and the D-line are real, good at hiding it or executing them. So the speed of the game, size, I mean, everybody's pretty much about the same size as you. So yeah, I'll say the speed of the game, the size of the players, is the difference between college and the NFL.
Did you get a lot out of the virtual workouts? Did you get a lot of footwork drills from Stout? I mean, was he trying to replicate everything that you would normally do at NovaCare when you were on the field?
With Stout, we did only like film sessions. So we went over plays, we watched tape cut-ups, and then in working out, we were with the weight room staff. We did mainly lifts, and then any kind of cardio was kind of on us. The bike, ladder, the bags, the chutes, sled pushes, pulls, and then over at Lanes we had the strongman competition, which would kill your legs.
What's that? What does that involve?
So we'll start with a sled pull. So you'll walk backwards, and then you'll walk forward for about 20 yards. Then you have the farmer walks with like 225 pounds on each side, and you go about 15 yards. Then you have the yoke bar like they have in the strongman competition, and then we'll walk that the length of the Lane's driveway. Then you push the sled, and then you come back, and then finish with the farm walks.
Yeah. Did it change your body? Make it stronger?
Yeah, it really helps you. It really worked on core. Keeping your balance. Man, the freaking stamina of your legs. It really helps.
That's awesome, man. I didn't realize Lane had. Did Lane put that program together, or does he have a trainer who puts that together?
Gabe, his trainer Gabe is there, so he put the crazy little mind.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. Hey, everybody, it's got to be such a bummer for everybody that Brandon went down. What is the mood like? Like, how do you reach out to him and say, "I got your back, man"? I mean, how do you react to somebody who's gone through so much over these last couple of years?
Honestly, man, with him, I don't know how he deals with it. That dude has a strong mind, man. His mental's on a different level. I whenever somebody gets hurt, I try to put myself in, imagine myself in that scenario, and I feel like he handles it greater than anybody I've ever seen. That dude's adversity is crazy. And that just kind of like pushes everybody to be better.
And Matt, at the same time, like, this is a big opening here. This is a big hole that needs to be filled. Are you ready to be that guy?
Yeah, man. We got camp coming. And I know, with everybody around me, even Brooks, they're going to coach me up and have me be prepared for, getting into them games. And, I know there's some big shoes to fill, and, nobody can do the same as Brooks, but, I think I'll be well prepared.
What is the rest of your off season going to be like here? Are you going to stay in Philly and work out at NovaCare and push through? Yeah.
Yeah. Staying out here. I'm going to get with Lane and, probably work some drills and stuff, and, try to build that chemistry between me and him.
Yeah, those two, Brandon and Lane, they just have such beautiful.
Yeah.
Everything works really. I mean, what will it be? What is Lane playing next to somebody like Lane? What does that do? What kind of challenges is that for you? I mean, he's so athletic. You got to be kind of in the same choreographed moves with him, right?
Yeah. Man, it's going to escalate my game for sure. Man, Lane's a great player, one of the best, if not the best, right tackle in the league. Man, he's a freak, man. That dude's athletic, he's strong, he's quick. But with camp coming around, I think we'll build that chemistry together.
Well, Matt, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate your time so much. Glad you're safe.
Yeah.
And have a great rest of the off season.
You too, man. Appreciate it.
Take care, Matt. Thanks so much. And that will do it for this Eagles Insider podcast presented by Lincoln Financial Group. If you have a moment to drop us a rating and review, we would appreciate that very much. We've included a link in the details section of your podcast library. I'm Eagles Insider Dave Spadaro. Thanks to Peter Kelly and Ray Doyle for their work. Thanks to Matt Pryor for his time. He's got a big offseason ahead of him as the Eagles get ready for training camp at the NovaCare Complex in July. Once again, thanks everyone for joining. Have yourselves a great Eagles day, and fly, Eagles, fly.